Alright. Hey everybody, how's it going today? Good, glad to hear it. So this past weekend, I met a woman named Judy at a bar, and I actually interviewed her. And so the bar was in East Boston. Has anybody ever been there?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? What did you think of it?
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I like how all the houses are different colors, yeah. Yeah, so East Boston. That is not my picture. So we're here right now at this X. So if you take the T there, you would take the blue line, which is this line right here, all the way to the Maverick station. So it's actually not too far away. And if you get right out at the station, that's actually pretty close to where I was. But yeah, so just another map. This is Boston. So we're where this X is, and then the circle is East Boston. We were just talking, it was just a pub, I just got a beer and we were talking, and she was telling me about her life in Boston. Would you guys want to hear what we said?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so, now there's something distinctive about Judy, because she pronounces words very differently than I do, and she uses some different vocabulary. Now, does anybody know what that's called?
Accent.
Good, an accent, yes.
Bostonian.
An
Bostonian.
accent. Now, while you're listening to this, I want you to think of why I'm interviewing Judy. Just jot down some notes. I have a handout for you. It's just a space where you can put down some ideas for why you think this interview is happening. Now, are you listening to every small detail of the recording, or are you just listening for why I'm interviewing her? Why? Yes. Surprised when people say you have an accent?
Yeah, I am, yes. Because I don't hear it, you know what I mean? I think I sound, normal, and
Right.
everybody else that talks has an accent, not me. Whenever you go away, and I talk, they'll say you're from like Boston, right? And I say,
Yeah.
just the way you talk.
So, what are the words people ask you to say if they hear you're from Boston?
Most of the time is, like, go park the car.
Mm-hmm. And what about, like, anything to do with the Red Sox? Like, if the team is doing well this year, what would you say?
When they do really good, we do say that was wicked good or wicked pissing.
Are there certain words where you can say the R and certain words where you can't? Because that's like the hallmark of a Boston accent, dropping an R.
I don't think I pronounce an R in any word. I don't think I do. I think I drop the R in everything.
What would you call a liquor store?
Happy.
Mm-hmm. So when you're ordering steamed clams at the grocery store, what would you call those?
Venus.
Where did you grow up, by the way?
In Boston.
Which neighborhood?
Well, I lived in Everett all my life. And then I moved to Chelsea, but it's like right on the Everett line, so.
Okay.
My family was from the North End, so they're all, grew up very Italian,
Mm-hmm.
very strict. Our parents were very strict. So if I ever swore in my house, that would have been it.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
How long have you worked at the bar?
The bar. I've been there 14 years.
14 years, nice. It's a very social profession.
It is a social connection, but I play Judy the actress when I'm back there. Do you know what I mean?
What did you do before you were a bartender?
So I used to manage Cumberland Farms. It was a small convenience store. There were several of them. So I was manager until one day I decided to take the day off, and the girl that covered my store ended up getting her throat sliced the day I was supposed to be there.
Oh my
So I
God.
just never went back. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. Well, twist of fate, I guess.
Well, they say so, but so that's what I did do. Then I decided that I never wanted to be into that like type of atmosphere, like one-on-one people coming in the store and me handling the money and stuff like that. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be in a place that there would be a lot of people, you know, and that's where that comes into play.
I'll give you a few seconds to just write down your thoughts. Great. So I want you guys to talk in pairs about the stuff that you wrote down. What do you think? Why is she being interviewed? So pair, 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 pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she has it.
Yeah, she has very special was connected. That's why she was created. I guess. Yeah.
Variety of like some people doing drop bars, like bars,
Yeah, it was some accident when she has the, or I
reason can talk about it's just and she says
Yeah.
Okay, if I can have everybody's attention. All right, so what do we think? It's okay. So Toshi, what did you guys talk about? Why do you think she was interviewed?
They talk about the Bostonian accent,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes they draw
R's, yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear her pronounce any R's in what she said.
bar.
Yeah, the ba. Yeah, it's fun, right?
It's very like Thai accent.
Mm-hmm.
The bar.
I like it too. It's fun. And Bianca, what did you guys talk about?
Or some different expressions.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. She uses some different words than what we would say, right? Yeah. And Mika, what did you guys think?
Yeah, it's kind of the same because she has the different accent. She's Bostonian and also grew up in Everett, so
Yes.
yeah, it's local.
So she's been here her
Person.
whole life,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. She has a totally different perspective on the city than we do, because we haven't been here very long, right? Yeah.
And she told that I don't hear my sound.
Yeah.
I don't.
Everybody else has an accent. Yeah. I thought that was kind of funny. All right. Yeah. So there are definitely some interesting new words and phrases that Judy uses during the interview. So I have a handout for you guys. This has just some of those words and phrases that she uses that are just a little bit different than what we would say. I want you to look at the words and phrases, read them, and then circle the correct definition under each word. And we're going to listen to the recording again, so if you didn't get all of it the first time, that's okay. Now, are you listening for definitions or every small detail of the recording? Definitions. Good. Right, everybody ready? Yeah. Surprised when people say you have an accent?
Yeah, I am, yes, because I don't hear it, you know what I mean? I think I sound, you know, normal,
Right,
and
right.
everybody else that talks has an accent, not me. Whenever you go away and I talk, they'll say you're from like Boston, right? And I said, yeah, you know, that's just the way you talk.
So what are the words people ask you to say if they hear you're from Boston?
Most of the time is, like go park the car.
Mm-hmm. And what about like anything to do with the Red Sox? Like if the team is doing well this year, what would you say?
When they do really good, we do say that was wicked good or wicked pissa.
Are there certain words where you can say the R and certain words where you can't? Because that's like the hallmark of the Boston accent, you know, dropping an R.
I don't think I pronounce an R in any word. I don't think I do. I think I drop the R in everything.
What would you call a liquor store?
Or tacky.
Mm-hmm. So when you're ordering steamed clams at the grocery store, what would you call those?
Seen it
Where did you grow up, by the way?
in Boston.
Which neighborhood?
Well, I lived in Everett all my life, and then I moved to Chelsea, but it's like right on the Everett line, so.
Okay.
My family was from the North End, so they're all, grew up very Italian,
Mm-hmm.
very strict. My parents were very strict. So if I ever swore in my house, that would have been it.
Oh, jeez.
Yes,
How long have you worked at the bar?
the bar. I've been there 14 years.
14 years, nice. It's a very social profession.
It is a social connection, but I play Judy the actress when I'm back there. Do you know what I mean?
What did you do before you were a bartender?
So I used to manage Cumberland Farms. It was a small convenience store. There were several of them. So I was manager until one day I decided to take the day off, and the girl that covered my store ended up getting her throat sliced. The day I was supposed to be there.
Oh my
So I
God.
just never went back. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. Well, twist of fate, I guess.
Well, they say so, but so that's what I did do. Then I decided that I never wanted to be into that type of atmosphere, like one-on-one people coming in the store and me handling the money and stuff like that. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be in a place that there would be a lot of people,
Right.
and that's when comes into play.
Just give me a few minutes, or I mean, like 30 seconds to finish that. So I want you guys to pair check. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do that. So yeah, just see what you got.
I'm not sure.
Alrighty, let's talk about it. So, do you know what I mean? I think this was a tough one. So does anybody feel comfortable answering that one? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Do you understand what I just said?
I know why you would think that.
Really? Oh, it's not?
Yeah, because that's the typical meaning. But what is the Bostonian meaning, do you think? Yeah, because it's a little different, right?
Oh, yeah, it's like,
Yeah, like a pause filler, you're thinking of what to say next. Yeah, that's a difficult one.
I mean, A.
Yes, it would be A, yes.
Sounds like
Yeah. So what about go pack the car? See? Yes, exactly. So did everybody hear that? Answer C. Both A and B are correct. Yeah? Now, wicked pissa. June, what did you get for that?
C, extremely good.
Excellent, yes. Everybody agree with that?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
What is pisha?
Oh, pissa.
Pesa.
Pissa.
Pesa.
Wicked pissa. We're gonna do the pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, but it is C. So, Marcella, what did you get for wicked?
Extremely hurry.
Yes, exactly. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And ba. What about Fatima? What did you get for ba?
Hey.
A, yeah, a building or room. Yep,
Where alcoholic drinks and food are served.
yep, exactly. Now, Tony, what about hacky?
C, store that means sells alcohol.
Excellent. Good job, you guys. Yeah, this was a tough one. Now, okay, so do you know what I mean? Could you say this if you're thinking of what to say next? Yeah, definitely. Could you say this to fill space in a conversation? Mhm. And could you say this to get somebody to agree with you? Kind of depends, I guess. Yeah. You're seeking like a response from the person who's listening. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of both filling a pause and also, like, I don't know, you want a gesture or reaction from the person. You don't want somebody to be just like stone-faced, right? Like, and does this work like and like? Mm-hmm. And do you actually say this to find out if somebody knows what you mean? No, it's weird, right? Now, listen. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And I'm going to play her too, just to get the comparison, because I don't have that accent.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Just say it as quickly as you can. All right, so.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
They know.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They know what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They know what I mean.
Yeah, it's almost like a, you know, like the R. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's my.
They know. They want it. They know what I mean. They know what I mean.
Do you know what I mean?
They know what I mean.
Yeah, like that. You have to get that sound.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Good.
You know what I mean.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean.
You have to be like, do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you gotta be confident. Do you know what I mean? Pretend you're from Boston. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I can't say.
No, it's very difficult. I practiced this for like a half hour. Let's go. Mhm. Oh, good, good. Now, now, where do you think the stress is? Do you know what I mean?
What I mean. What? What I
Me?
Do you know what I mean?
No.
No.
You know.
And then there's one more stress.
Me.
Mhm. Yeah, those are like the two most important words in the sentence, right? Yeah. And so what's the intonation like? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Mhm. Now, is it the same word order every time you say this?
Yes.
Mhm. So what kind of phrase is that? Fixed, good. All right, this picture is very small, I apologize. I'll come around the room and show you. Yeah. What's this? Very small. Mhm. This is a fun one.
It's not English.
Yeah.
Oh, it is English. It is. It's different.
Maybe it's a childish one.
Why?
So, do you guys say this to somebody who's driving? Vroom, vroom, yeah. Do you say this when you want them to stop driving?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you need an empty space or a road to do this near?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And do you need a little or a lot of empty space? Yeah, car's pretty big, yeah. So this is a weird one because it does have that meaning, but it also has like a meaning where it's sort of a fixed expression, right? Because that, like if I play it again, you would hear me ask a question. Do you remember what that question was?
What was the common question, common request?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing you would ask to exaggerate the accent. Yeah. So now listen.
Go park the car.
Go park the car. Just go park the car.
Yeah.
Okay, so go park the car.
Go park the car.
The car.
Go park the car. Go park the car.
Go park the car.
Go park the car.
Go park the car.
Good. Good.
Go park the car.
It holds your nose if you have to. Try it.
Go park the car.
Yeah.
Go park the car. Go park the car.
Go park the car.
Good. That was a good one. Yeah.
Go park the car.
Mm-hmm.
Go park the car.
Ooh, that is excellent. I like that one. And
Go back down.
yeah, so go pack the car. Where's the stress?
Park and car.
Yeah. And what's the intonation like, do you think? Go pack the car.
Right.
Very flat, yes.
So usually in English is like surfing, but why does it flat?
You know, I don't have an answer for you. It's just the way it's said. Go pack the cat, yeah. Now, is it the same word order every time?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, what kind of phrase do we call that?
Fixed.
Mm-hmm. But if you were actually asking somebody to go park the car, what part of speech is that? Mm-hmm. And it's in which form?
The phrase, verb phrase.
It's just this one.
Present.
I'm asking somebody to, or I'm telling somebody to do something. Go park the car. Like, go do it.
Command.
It's a big
Command.
thing.
Yeah. So that's, get this one imperative. And which part of speech is this?
No. Park.
It's
Verb.
It's a verb, yes. And which form is it in? When it isn't spelled like that.
It's
Yes.
Thanks, yeah. And?
Article.
Mm-hmm.
Noun.
Yeah. Yes. All right, this one is fun. All right, so way to write it.
Obama?
Yeah, of course it's Obama. Now, wicked pissa. Do you say this when you're angry?
No.
Do you say this when you like something?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you say this when you like it a lot?
Yes.
A lot, yeah. Do you say this to show approval?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And would you say this to your boss?
No.
Yikes. All right, so listen. Wicked pissa. Wicked pissa. And I'll play her too.
Wicked pissa. Wicked pissa.
Wicked pissa.
Wicked pizza. Wicked pizza. Wicked pizza.
Wicked pizza.
Wicked pizza.
Wicked pissa.
Wicked pizza.
Yeah, like.
Be fun.
Wicked pizza.
Mhm.
Wicked pizza.
Wicked pizza.
Wicked pissa.
Wicked pizza.
Yeah.
Wicked pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked pizza.
Wicked pissa. Don't be afraid. Wicked pissa.
I try to not do that.
It's difficult.
Wicked pizza. Wicked pizza.
Let's break it down. Wicked
Wicked
pissa.
pizza.
Yeah.
Wicked pizza.
Yeah. Wicked pissa. Yeah. Good. Now.
So does it use only person?
What's that?
Does it only use person?
Person?
Or person?
Ah, so that's a good question. It can be about anything, honestly, that you think is cool. So where's the stress? Wicked pissa.
Pizza.
Which part of pissa?
First.
Yeah, the first, yeah. And I noticed one more stress.
Wicked.
Which, yep. Good, good. Now, what's the intonation like? Wicked pissa. At one point, yeah, yeah. So up, wicked pissa. Do you hear how it sort of like goes down at the end? It's like wicked pissa. Now, is the word order the same every time? Now, what kind of phrase do we call that? Mhm. Good. All right. I don't have the picture for this one, I'm sorry. But it's wicked. So, can you say this instead of very?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you say this when you're talking about something good?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you say this when you're talking about something bad?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. Is this formal or informal?
Informal.
Very informal.
Wicked informal.
Wicked. Oh, I love it. I love that. All right, so now listen to her first. Oh,
Wicked. Wicked.
wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Mhm.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked. Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked. Good. Now. Now, where do you think the stress is? Wicked. And what's the intonation like? Wicked. And which part of speech is this? So, it's It's actually something else.
Adverb.
Adverb, yeah. And do you know why it's an adverb, Fatima?
Because it shows how strong the adjective. You know,
Exactly.
I mean, extremely
Yeah.
good or
Yeah.
extremely beautiful. How beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
That's what adjective.
Awesome.
Yeah, adverb.
Yeah, exactly. Very, extremely, yeah. So, ba. Listen. Ba.
What is it?
Ba. 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 Ba.
Ba.
Ba.
Ba. Ugly.
Bad.
Ugly.
Ba.
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 Mhm. Now, oh, sorry, I should have done this first. Is this a social place?
Yeah.
Mhm. Can you buy alcohol here?
Yeah.
Mhm. Can you buy food here?
Yeah.
Is there a long table where people sit?
Yeah.
Can you study here?
No.
Maybe. You can study. All right, so what's the intonation like there? Ba.
Ba.
I don't think it's flat, yeah. Flat.
Oh, you know.
Ba.
Bad.
Yeah.
No, bad. No.
Ba.
And which part of speech is this?
It's a noun.
No.
Yeah. Good. All right, one more. Packy. Packy.
Packy.
Packy.
Packy. Packy.
Packy.
Packy.
Packy.
Packy.
Packy.
Very good.
Packy.
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 Mm-hmm. Good. I'm doing this out of order, I'm sorry, guys. I meant to do this first. So, packy. Now, what's the stress like? Packy. First, yes. And what's the intonation like? Packy.
Down.
Yeah, it's down. Packy. And which part of speech is this?
No.
No.
Awesome. Now I'm going to give you this handout. There are some words in a word bank, and it's a conversation at the bottom with some gaps. I want you to try to fill in the gaps with the correct word from the word bank. And I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this. So how much time do you have?
5 minutes.
Mhm. Are you working alone or in pairs?
Alone.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah, oh, yes. Okay, I want you guys to check in pairs, see what you got.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
Because they were choosing happy instead yeah, but it's good. That's all we buy and happy.
Alrighty, so let's see what we got. So, Vlad, what did you get for number 1?
Wicked.
And everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Yep. And Mika, what did you get for the second blank?
Wicked pissed off.
Wicked Pissa, yeah. And Bianca, what did you get for the third blank?
Go park the car.
Everybody agree?
Yeah.
And 5, what about the fourth blank?
Wow.
The bar. And Tony, what did you get for the 5th one after alcohol? Buying alcohol blank.
They are what I mean.
Everybody agree? And Toshi, what did you get for the one we go to the hacky, right? And Marcella, that's a blank idea.
Wicked.
Wicked good idea, yes. And Fatma, what did you get for, yeah, I go to the,
Yeah, I go to the bar.
Too much, yes. And Vlad, what did you get for, by the way, did you hear that the blank?
Peggy on Harvard Avenue.
Yes, awesome. Everybody agree? Okay. And June. So they're having a huge sale. I should blank.
Go park the car.
Yep. And Bianca, that stuff's wicked bad. Yeah. And Untrach, when did you become such a beer snob? Wicked lame, right? So we're gonna do a role play now. I'm gonna give you this handout. There are some scenarios on here, there's 3 of them. And read these scenarios and think about possible questions and things you can talk about with a partner about each topic. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to do this. So are you writing right now or are you speaking right now?
Right.
Exactly. Okay, hopefully you got some thoughts out there. So now, I want you guys to stand up. And I want you to work in pairs. Decide which role you want to play in one of the situations and act it out. Use your notes if you need some ideas. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. So find a pen. Are you pen ready? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just
Okay,
The
so.
world is your oyster.
Right.
Yes,
So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Bartender or watchman? Do you want to pretend to be a bartender or radio station? The person who working for the station?
I don't know any name.
The one is in mountain is very nearby my home. And this one is in 300, yeah. And another one station. North station. Which one? Is called
my company
Which park?
Why choose this?
Okay, so I want everybody to go sit down. We're gonna talk about it. Is everybody okay if I erase this? Yeah?
Yes.
Wow. Indra, what's one thing that you guys talked about while you were in your pair?
Mika and I talked about the bar she often goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which bar is that?
No, actually, I don't go to the bar. I prefer to buy the alcohol at the party. Yeah.
Good, good. And Vlad, what did you talk about with your partner?
We talked with Connie about, like, I was a bartender.
Mhm.
He asked me advice with a type of beer,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, I like a Schweppes wine. It's sorry,
Oh, take your time.
it's a liquid person. Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one too. And June, what's one thing that you guys talked about?
I asked the reason to be a father there
Mm-hmm.
and how it pays.
Oh, yeah.
Working, yeah.
Does it pay well?
Yes, good.
And Toshi, what did you guys talk about?
I talk with partner.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about living in Boston.
Mm-hmm. And what's your favorite part of living in Boston?
We don't talk.
Okay.
So yeah, we talk about life insurance or.
Okay, that's a riveting conversation.
Yeah, so because my son had a high fever,
Oh.
I have to give the life insurance.
Okay. Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
So I have some sentences on the board here, and I need some help telling whether or not they're good sentences. So what about the first one? Good, bad, and how can I fix it?
Changes.
Mhm.
Change.
Changes, yes. And what about the second one? Is it a good sentence or a bad sentence?
Bad.
What's bad about it?
What are you?
Are you? Why are you? And what about the third one? In winter, it's hard to drive.
It is.
It's or is. Yes. And Chris? Is it, yeah? Thank you guys so much. I actually have a little treat for you. I wanted to thank you for being so great. Have some candy. There's 3 kinds in there.
Oh my god.
Just one, Fatma.
That one is the best one, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, have you had that one? The Polish one?
Which one is
That's a
best?
Russian one. These are Russian candies and Polish candies.
Wow.
You know.
No, you're the last, you're the last, so you're the last.
What's the best one?
Oh, I think the coconut ones are the best ones, yeah.